What is up, everybody? I hope you're all having a good day wherever you might find yourself. Unwinding with a little box opening video. Gonna do another little double feature here. It'll be a two-parter. We're gonna open a couple boxes of Streets of New Capenna, put those on the channel. One thing I've learned and that I want to start doing is actually looking at which boxes we're gonna keep sealed and which we're gonna open based on the quality of them. I think selling a beat-up box like this one, damaged corners, probably got a little dropped in transit, kind of loose on the pack wrapping there, so that seems like a good candidate to open. And when we look at these other ones, I mean, what I say by a good box, that one has a little crease, but look at how crisp and flat and smooth and solid. So I think these four are going to be the four that we just kind of set back there on the old shelf, and we'll get those out of here real quick. Don't need them to be in the fray while we start to do some damage here. Get those up with our other cards that are just going to go into the old personal mystical archive of our own. And we're going to get into some Streets of New Capenna. And what I love is opening these like super janked up, beat up boxes. So stay tuned, part one. We're going to go, we'll save this super busted one for part two. But yeah, haven't opened a box of Streets yet on my channel. So that'll be pretty exciting and pretty fun. I actually think this is like just a really cool set in general. And, oh goodness. This is draft boosters too, so we're going to want to be quick on these, but this is a cool set, guys. I think, I'm surprised this set flopped as much as it did. I know Kamigawa was like a big comeback after a few soft sets, but this set has cool flavor and did cool things. It also has a box topper. Boy, that's even beat up. Even this card got busted. Whoa, one pack's upside down. I don't think it could get dropped that hard to flip a pack, so I don't know what to think about that, but Gala Greeters, not a bad card. There. Well, it's calling out to us. Are all of these packs upside down? They are. Look at that, guys. That whole row of packs is upside down. Did we get something special here? Let's find out. Are these Japanese packs? Nope, United States. Good old USA. Flipping one over for the boys. The Obscura. Again, this set has beautiful art. I'm surprised this set got such a cold reaction like it did. I thought this was going to be the Renaissance following Kamigawa, where a few hot sets came out. But let's see what we got. Evolving door. Instead of a revolving door, it's an evolving door. Sacrifice a creature. Count the colors. Search your life. Man, again, with this cycle of like pseudo birthing pod-esque effects in the set. There's our foil and a basic land and a token. Okay, nothing too crazy so far. Let's see. Does the upside down? These packs coming straight from the upside down. Boy, that's the same booster. That's the exact same card we started the last pack with. If this has an evolving door, this will be wild, but I guess we document it. Showcase. Cormella, Glamour Thief. Funky little deco art there. She's a vampire. Haste, 1 colors tab. Adds Grixis. When she dies, return. Okay, she's not bad. Little utility player. There. Lagrella the Magpie. She's kind of cool. I've seen some people playing her. Bam, 2/3. When she enters the battlefield, oh yeah, this was that card they had to clarify how she worked because it was being so misunderstood. Wiretapping. It's one of those hideaway enchantments. So far, nothing too flashy yet. Forgive me if I'm flying through these. Too, when we open normal draft boosters, I try to go quickly because there are so many packs. 36 is a lot of booster packs to open, guys. Especially when you're making a couple videos in one day, you end up opening a lot of Magic cards. It actually is kind of tiring, even as silly as that sounds. I know, oh, boo-hoo, you had to open a bunch of cards. Bootlegger Stash, very cool, very cool. Have not opened one of these yet. I've opened one other box of New Capenna before this, and it was before I'd started this channel. But there's our first Mythic, and a pretty high-profile one at that. Treasure's going crazy. Ooh, ooh, we got one of the goodie lands. These are great. I love these. I love these. I love the whole deco art style of this set, but that in particular, cool. Well, that was a pretty saucy little pack. There, we got our Bootlegger Stash. All right, the other card we're looking for is going to be our old pal, Nixilis. He's gone up quite a bit in value lately. Just recently, that card's actually starting to see a rise. I don't know if that's He's getting more application discovered in Standard actively if he's found a home in Pioneer, or if people are just in preparation for the Switch and doubling down on him, because the other big Planeswalker I know of in Standard right now is our good friend, the Wandering Emperor. Riveter's Ascendancy. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, you may return target creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty good. That seems pretty good. There's got to be some ways to get some juice out of that in a certain... I know so much of what I think about comes to Commander, but cute little enchantments like that, when I say good, I'm thinking of like, that has the potential in Commander. That doesn't seem... Ooh, sorry, spoiling stuff, guys, sorry. Doesn't seem to be good as in this card will run Standard because of the incredibly high value to mana cost ratio that most players I think would use as good. But I try to find joy where I can. Probably the best comment I've gotten on my channel is having someone just saying stay positive, which I love because I usually think we are pretty positive on this channel, but I want to stay positive too. Magic's fun. If you're not doing this for fun, don't do it, guys. There's plenty of other things to do. 5/4 for 4 in Jund. He's a 5/4 trample. When he deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of your library. You may play a land card from the top of your library or cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the damage without paying its mana cost. If you don't, and he's got Blitz. Huh, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Huh, interesting. Okay, well, we got one foil rare. We got a mythic so far. So off to a decent start on our waltz through the streets of New Capenna, you know. We're going full F. Scott Fitzgerald. Hanging out with ladies named Zelda. Some flappers. Is a flapper too political these days with its leanings on the type of era of feminism that it represents, that they didn't directly, overtly print a flapper in this Deco Cities set? Naya Ascendancy. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature or a planeswalker card, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. If you don't, put the card on the bottom, and you may, or don't put it in your hand, you may put it on the bottom. Okay, not some bad card filtering. Not quite Mael's Aria, but still a card. Beautiful. Man, these Deco lands. Look at that. That's an awesome plains. You're telling me people don't want to play that a couple years from now? I get that we get new lands all the time, but I'm just saying, when they're good, they're good. You kids don't know how good you had it. Back in the day, you were shelling out several bucks a pop for an unglued land or buying packs of Zendikar. That was the only full art lands you had access to. Nowadays, it's like every set has a new flashy treatment of lands. Excuse me while I shuffle these cards so much. Doing quite a few box openings today, and boy, does my back hurt. Hey, it's our second mythic. Ooh, Rafine. She's good. I think she's even seeing some play in Modern right now, guys. Yeah, she's good. She's good. I don't know if she's quite the typical legendary you would profile for Commander, but whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So you draw X cards, then discard X, but I believe she's running around in Modern with Ledger Shredder, and he's actually the other hit we're looking for. So even though we got two mythics, you know, Ledger Shredder at the time of this video is a $20 plus card. Not only has he been discovered for Standard and just shot up absolutely in value, and if you spec'd that card when he was $1 rare when this set first came out, congratulations. I hope you bought 100 of them because you're just taking it to the bank now. But Ledger Shredder, man, he's even running in Modern. So once you're so hot in Standard, your price becomes 10, 15 bucks overnight, and then you get discovered in Modern and you're 20 bucks. I don't see you coming down anytime soon. Hey, Bant Headquarters. Again, I like these. I know some people don't. It's the allied versions of what they printed in Ikoria. I was talking to my buddy about those the other day, and he mentioned to me, he's like, dude, those aren't good. They come into play tapped. And I'll just be honest, is Standard at the level where all of your guys' good lands don't come into play tapped? And they have a land type on them? Like, does it just not matter? Is that what it takes to be a good land in Standard? I get that it's fast, and I get that combo's there, but to me, I'm like, long term, those don't hold any value because they come into play tapped, even though they have 3 land types and they cycle? Come on, for real? We're that harsh out here? Ooh, what do we got back here? 2 showcases in 1 pack, not too shabby. Oh, put those in my uncommon stack. A Disciplined Duelist. Man, that's great art. Look at that guy. I love that. Reminds you of the art style in the 40s Fleischer Superman cartoons. Unleash the Inferno. What do you got, John? 7 damage target creature or planeswalker. Excess damage. Destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. The mana value. Oh, huh. That's tricky. Boy, more math. But again, look at that planes. coming out of the train station. This is great. Like, I love that look. That's just some good card art, guys. We're just gonna fly. I don't know the commons that are hot. I think the commons in this set are probably gonna take off after rotation. But we'll see. Jetmir's Garden. Ooh, showcase. Showcase garden. Look at that. That's awesome. That's beautiful. I want to go there. And foily. A little foily uncommon. Not a big deal. Ooh, it's the wrong slot. Boy, for a draft box, not doing too bad, you know? You get desensitized. The product is so different. I mean, I've been opening a lot of set boxes on the channel. I've been opening a lot of double masters on the channel. And it really has shaken up, like, my ability of what I expect in a pack of Magic cards. Like, a Magic card pack with 1 rare and 3 uncommons feels kind of weird. Which is weird to say. Another rare. Man, another Ascendancy. We're getting all these Ascendancies. Whenever you cast a spell, if its mana value is equal to 1 plus the number of soul counters on it, put a soul counter on it and then create a 2/2 flying spirit. As long as there are 5 or more soul counters on it, spirits get +3/+3. Woo! Youch. Does that get played in a spirit, tribal, and commander? Foily? Oh, we're gonna have to take a break before our next box opening. Bending over a camera and opening this many packs hurts my back. I know that makes me sound like an incredibly old man, but despite how much of a lit woke millennial I sound like on the channel, I am an old man. Getaway car, 3 colors for 4/3 haste, and it only takes 1 to crew. Whenever it attacks or blocks, return up to 1 target creature that crewed it. Man, do vehicles blow up? Does Dominaria United bring some vehicles and vehicles become a deck in standard with the rotation? With all the juice that was in Kamigawa. Look at that. Come on. Try to be salty about full art lands that look that good, and you're getting them in a regular booster pack. I dare you. You see, I'm making the cardinal mistake. I'm daring the internet to be salty about something that others can appreciate. So feel free. Show me in the comments how salty you can be about beautiful cards and enjoying a hobby. Corpse Explosion. Yikes, that's a name. I don't know about that. So, you know what's funny? There's only really 1 Planeswalker in Standard that I think matters right now. Well, I guess Ob Nixilis is showing up too, but there are so many cards that deal damage to those things now. Like, I get it. Destroy target Planeswalker is rough, but it doesn't seem to me that Planeswalkers are the primary permanent people are trying to destroy these days. If anything, it's these pain in the butt artifacts and enchantments that are like the big permanent people are putting down to lock down board states. Oh man, 3 showcases. Evelyn the Covetous. Ooh, hey Evelyn. She's a 2/5 vampire rogue. Exile top card with a collection counter. Excuse me. Once each turn, you may play a card from exile. Okay, cool. Little showcase there. She's a fancy lady. I would love to get the showcase Ob Nixilis out of this. I know we're not opening collector's boosters, so we don't have a chance for that etched foil, which I'm sure those are nuts. When those were first coming out, I had yet to open any product with etched foils, so I abdicated getting any set boosters. But now I'm kind of like, boy, I wish I had, because that would be cool. Is the Black Hideaway enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 3 cards. If there are 20 or more cards in your graveyard, you may play the exile card. Huh, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Refuse to Yield. Very cool name. I like the flavor on that. Beautiful. Look at that forest. Come on, people are upset about these. And again, one of my other favorites, destructible tokens. I love these. I don't know what it is about them. There was an old issue, I think, of The Duelist or Inquest magazine a long time ago that came out with like punchable tokens for like +1, +1, -1, -1, +1, -1, -1, +1, all those things. And I just always thought that was so cool as a kid. I was like, man, what a relic. Like, you had to get these from a magazine. Obscura Interceptor. Flash, lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, it connives. When it connives in this way, return up to 1 target spell to its owner's hand. Huh. To have a creature connive, draw a card, then discard a card. Okay, so it's like Explore. So we're going to flash it in, Explore, tempo their spell. Not quite counter it, but tempo it. Interesting. You know, that's one thing in Magic. If you're a newer player and you're trying to draw the line of like, what's a good card and a bad card? Cards that do an effect but not permanently. For example, the difference between countering a spell and returning that spell to someone's hand. Well, when you return to their hand, they can... Oh, there's something back there. Oh, sorry. That when you return to their hand, they can cast that card again. So if your most prominent removal is that ability, you don't actually have an answer. You have a temporary moment to outgun that card. Reservoir Kraken. 2 blue, 2 colors, trample and ward at the beginning of each combat. If it's untapped, any opponent may tap an untapped creature they control. If they do, tap it and create a 1/1 blue fish that can't be blocked. Huh. It doesn't seem terrible at all, actually. Voidrend. Showcase foil. Voidrend. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent. That's great. This actually might be worth a little bit. We're going to put that in our hits pile because, like, I can see playing that card. That's the exact type of card that just gets the job done. Destroy target non-land permanent. Instant speed. It does cost a full Esper, so it's expensive, but it's not exile like Anguish Unmaking, but it can't be countered. That's pretty good, especially because it seems like there's a lot of Grixis and Esper running around these days as far as deck compositions. You go back and look and... Oh, another Mythic. Falco Spara Pact Weaver. Wow, one of the other leaders of the are they guilds? What are they called? The houses? I think it's on this chart. I don't know what those are called, though. Like, I get that they're these different names, but, like, what are these called? Houses? Cults? Draft archetypes? He's Flying Trample for Bant and 1, and he's a 3/3. When he enters the battlefield, he has a shield counter. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast spells from the top of your library by removing a counter from a creature you control in addition to paying their costs. Huh. That's interesting. That seems somewhat viable in some archetypes. And again, another beautiful deco land. It's a decoration for that deco design. Beautiful. I mean, it predates mid century. It's pre-war. Post-Depression, that deco archetype. Very much a celebration of futurism and industrialism. If you want to get some art history here on the channel, we try to educate while we celebrate. Obscura Charm. These charms will probably have some value someday. Charms always find a way. Double rare pack. Let's go. Structural Assault. Destroy all artifacts. Then it deals damage to each creature equal to the number of artifacts that were put in the graveyards from battlefield this way. Boy, see, this highlights another problem I've talked about before. Destroying all artifacts is good these days because we need to get rid of treasure tokens. That card ducks that. They won't go to the graveyard. It doesn't do anything. It just says sacrifice all your treasures. That's okay. I think, did we figure it out? Is that how we make a treasure hose? We'll call it here first, guys. We'll see what happens in the future. Because at some point, they got to start printing some treasure hate, I think. And it's tricky because you can sacrifice treasures at any time for mana. It doesn't cost anything. It's not blood. It's not food. You know, it doesn't take... They just make mana. They're better than clues. And clues are pretty darn good. But treasures, I mean, you sack them at instant speed and they give you mana. And everything makes them. Like, it's easy to make them. It's easy to make a lot of them. So... what do they do? But is that the card we make? Ooh, another one of these tri-lands. I do like these. I don't care what my buddy says. Yeah, they tap, but it's an island, a swamp, and a mountain. And it cycles. And they're beautiful. Come on. Come on, we gotta like something. If you can't find something to like, you're in the wrong hobby. But is that the treasure hose of all players sacrifice all treasure tokens? The player loses a life for each treasure sacrifice this way. Or I guess that still doesn't work because they can just sacrifice treasures in response to it. So do they have to make like a split second treasure card? Or start printing cards that are like sacrifice a permanent for each permanent you control. Like, you know what I mean? Where you have to sacrifice half your permanent. So if they want to keep any but again, they just sack it. It doesn't work. Boy, there's no way to hate on treasures. The Maestro's Ascendancy. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard by sacrificing a creature in addition to paying other costs. If a spell cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile it. Wait. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Beautiful mountain. I love this card. Look at that. Come on. Come on. Gotta like that. Especially if they start using these extended arts as a way to celebrate like significant movements in real world art history that are being riffed on with the aesthetics and vibes of the plane. Like, you know, if it's Dominaria, let's make them very magic focused and call back to original lands. Let's get Mark Poole and Mark Teeden and John Avon back there. Another showcase. Did we skip a showcase in our comments too? I hope not. Incandescent Aria. Deal 3 damage to each non-token creature. Kind of a meh card. Love that art. Looks almost like a Phil Foglio, but it's Yoshi Yoshitani. Love that. Look at that. Boogieing. And these guys are getting dunked. I guess she's kind of a flapper. That's cute. But yeah, like, what do they do? What do they do to manage treasures, guys? Because it seems like right now, treasures is just a long tail issue that I think their answer is to just have it rotate out, and because it's not inherently an issue with Modern, they are not going to address it, which is okay. I mean, I'm not trying to be the guy who's like, they need to address this problem that doesn't actually exist. Ooh, cut your losses. Is this me and not opening another one of these boxes? Casualty 2. Huh. That's really expensive for an effect that people don't really play anymore anyways. But in Limited, that actually is pretty nasty. Milling half your library in Limited. But maybe somebody wants to do that and fill the yard. Is it target player? Yeah, it's target player, so it is flexible. It's funny, like they brought mill back, they keyworded it as mill. They're like making all these cards to do mill, and then it seems like lately they're just like raising the costs. Like mill is not going to be a thing. Oh, there's another Void Rend for us. Be curious to go back and see what Void Rend's worth, but good card nonetheless. Good card. Stimulus package. Boy, we know all about these days, don't we? When it enters the battlefield, create 2 treasures, sacrifice a treasure, make a citizen. Interesting. Interesting. They're not aware of the inflation we've undergone, are they? Not that the stimulus packages cause those, but that is an excuse being peddled these days, and if you get in economics, that's not really the case. Realistically, probably a lot of inflation. And I don't know what Wizard to say about this, man. Am I going to make my first comment that really gets me in trouble? Is it really that even though some companies have driven profit, sales should come back, and so shrinkflation is really just companies recovering profit margin, not due to the fact that they weren't profitable, they were able to flex lean, but now that the supply chain's recovered, to just add cost everywhere and make more profit and therefore ensure growth year over year? After years where it was difficult to do so? Is that really what's occurring? Is that it's actually just passed on so we know that the only thing that can really change is then like adjustment to interest rates? As far as like the government interfering? Anyhow, I know it's kind of a serious topic for the channel, but you know, it's something we're all thinking about right now because the consumer price index really is the only knob they're trying to turn on adjusting our inflation ratio. Clever Conductor, she can be paid for all 3 blue, she can be played for Esper, she can be played for 2 blue to black. These are funky. She's a 3/1. She enters the battlefield, she connives. When you discard 1 or more cards, exile them from your graveyard. When she dies, put the cards exiled with her into your hand. That's not bad. That's not bad. Connive sees a little toned back too. I mean, it definitely seems like a riff on Explore. Similar spot. Explore was incredibly powerful. It was only an ETB, but what was our guy? Jade Light Ranger? Ooh, I love that card. I was playing Merfolk back then in Standard, and that Jade Light Ranger, boy, she do her job. She sure did. Showcase. Scheming Fence. Blue and white. He's a human citizen. 2/3. As Scheming Fence enters the battlefield, you may choose an online permanent. Activate abilities can't be activated. Scheming Fence has all activate. This is dope. Shut down your homie's card and then he becomes a copy of it? Very cool, Scheming Fence. Very cool. It's quite a cool little showcase there. And a foil rare. Professional Facebreaker. This is a card that's going up in popularity, guys. This is a cool card. 2/3 menace for red and 2. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, make a treasure. Sack a treasure, exile the top card of your library, and you can play it. We will see more of this card before the sun sets. I promise you that. Not sad to get a foil there. And another one of those beautiful Deco Mountains. Ooh-wee. Okay. Well, on the home stretch here. Still wondering. We got our bootlegger stash. So now I gotta figure, what is the other big card? It's Obnix. Haven't seen our gal Elspeth in her beautiful, like, you know, Diva of the Dinner Hall look. Topiary Stones. 4/4 for green and 1. It's a plant dinosaur vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, switch your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield. Okay. So wait, 3 mana for a 4/4 vigilance that also ramps? Can't attack or block unless you have 7 or more lands. I see. Huh. That's not... that's interesting. That not attacking or blocking is kind of just Obscura Charm and foil. Return target multicolored permanent 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Counter target instant or sorcery. This is a good charm. Obscura Charm is good. Wow, look at me learning new things every day. More destructible tokens. But yeah, Obscura Charm, that sounds highly playable. Is that being played in any of the like Yorion or any of the other Esper colored decks that are running around like Modern Pioneer right now? Because that seems quite playable to me. All 3 of those forms seem like something you want. So having it be that redundancy. Rakish Revelers. Great art on that card. Look at these guys. Naya, 5/3, enters the battlefield, makes a citizen, 2 colorless, exile it from your hand. Oh, he's one of these exiled from your hands. That's cool. Those guys are cool. Extraction Specialist. This card's getting played now. This card's sneaking its way into Modern as well. White and 2 colors for a 3/2 lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature can't attack or block for as long as you control Extraction Specialist. Not bad. Not bad at all. This card's good. Boy, we're starting to see. I guess as much as I feel like Capenna just sat there, it seems to be sneaking its way into Modern. That's what I'm saying. When this set first came out, I was like, these don't seem like bad cards, but after Kamigawa, everyone was cold. But does Capenna just continue to go up in value? Glad I got a few more boxes of it on the way. Got it on a good deal. And there's our girl, Elspeth. What do you know? Elspeth Resplendent. She's not that good. I will admit that. I was reading her the other night and I was like, that's not that great. But like, I've loved Elspeth. So first of all, the fact that she's alive again. Hey now. Also, the second thing, my 2 favorite Planeswalkers left for a while or got knocked down, Liliana and Elspeth. And now that they're both back, they got these glow-ups. They're just like, hey, old player, do you like kind of have a little crush on Elspeth and Liliana? Well, guess what? Now they're like dressed up and doing well. They kind of got their 30s glow up. She's looking great. Look at her there. Man, all right. Swamp. Boy, out of all these, that's kind of not much there. Kind of just a dank, dark card. And a cat token for the big cat. 2/2 haste, too. The cats on Capenna are beefy. They don't mess around. The cats there are some real, you know, that big mobster with a huge, like, 40-pound lion in his lap. That's what they got. Makes you wonder. Traditionally, humans have always been 1/1. And now that they got all these animals that are like a 2/2 has traditionally been like a tiger or a cat warrior, Mr. Orfeo. He sees some play on occasion, Mr. Orfeo. We've heard of him. Sounds like an Oreo. Kind of makes me hungry. Ready to go get a snack after this. Obscura Charm again. Love that. That's a real deal. And Jetmir's Garden. Hey, no Triland. We're hip. We're savvy. We're going. All right. First box. Pretty good. Pretty good. Buy your silence. I mean, there's some great flavor in this set. Showcase. Oh, you know what the other card is? Unlicensed Hearse. That's the other chase we want to see. Another showcase. Cement Shoes. Great flavor on that. cement shoes. Endless Detour. The owner of Target Spell, an online permanent, or a card in graveyard puts it on the bottom of their library. Man, look at the art on that. That's beautiful. They just let loose when they were able to paint these cards. Huge credit to the art director putting together the stable of artists for this set. They really found some really cool stuff to do with this set. I believe one of the folks involved was just recently on Mark Rosewater's Drive to Work podcast talking about some of the art considerations that went in this set, and she absolutely knocked it out of the park. Good job. Devilish Valet. Here's another guy. Is he going to do his thing? Red and 2, 1/3 trample haste. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield you control, double his power. That seems pretty cool. Handing over a hammer to him. Don't think you see him playing Hammer Time though. Look at the foiling on this. Hold for Ransom. Boy, 7 mana? Yikes. I think you draft that card in Limited though. I will say that. I think that's viable removal. Look at this. Another beautiful island. Okay, final couple packs. Lady Elspeth, the Bootlegger Stash. Quite a few of those Tri-Lands. Is old Ob Nixie hiding out in here? Is he hiding out in the back of the club? He's in the speakeasy there. We gotta say the secret password. The Dragon Lash. 3/3 haste. He's the Jun boy. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. Very cool. I guess that's the one safety valve they have built in on treasures is tapping. They can't sacrifice themselves. I'm even wondering, like, if we made a Kismet, right? Like, let's say Kismet Coin Collector is a fake card we're going to hypothesize. All treasures enter the battlefield tapped. Or, tap all treasures. They do not untap. Is that what you do? And you force people to sack them on the spot? Ooh, Hostile Takeover Showcase. Is that how we engineer a card that actually can lock down treasure players? Hostile Takeover. Up to one target creature has base power toughness 1/1. Up to one other target creature has 4/4. Then deals 3 damage to each creature. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's a cool little piece of removal, actually, especially in those Grixis colors. That's cool, guys. That's cool. And a showcase. All right, the final pack. We've got a fun little trip to the streets of New Capenna. Opened 36 packs in about 33 minutes. With a little rambling from your old pal, Big Cat here, just bloviating while I open packs. Hypothesizing how to nerf treasure, even though it may not need it, and in the future we may be like, thank goodness treasure has viability, otherwise the deck would be playing, or the formats would all be playing one game. Depopulate. What a mean name. Each player who controls a multicolored creature draws a card, then destroy all creatures. Wrath, with an upside. Very interesting. Huh. Depopulate. Alrighty, another beautiful, that swamp is doing it now. Flooded Mall. Boy, go check out Reddit Liminal Spaces if you like stuff like that. An abandoned place flooded. Alright, well, we'll do a quick survey through what we got. Some fun little rares here, you know. I mean, a lot of interesting things. Nothing too wild. You know, the Getaway Car, quite a few of the Ascendancies. Just some fun stuff there. And in my hits pile, at least according to me, a little Tri-Land and Naya. Elspeth there, our mythic, so you're 1 mythic. Foil Facebreaker. Voidrend, another Tri-Land, another mythic, the Bant Commander. Foil Showcase Voidrend. Extended art of the Tri-Land and Naya, another Tri-Land, and Rafine. And we did pull about 4 mythics, so we did pretty good on our mythic pool. Let's just recheck that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So, not a bad box overall. Pretty fun. No Ob Nixilis, but otherwise, I'm pretty happy. So, I guess next time you're out on the streets, give me a wave and we'll catch you for another pack. This will be a double feature, so check out the next box coming up the day after this one goes live. Peace, everybody. Have fun playing Magic.